Good evening, everybody. I want to start off with Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptations, but deliver us from evil. Thy is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. 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 I uh I have to say I'm so blessed today, guys. And a lot of it comes from my faith. And what I mean by that, guys, is everybody that comes in my life today, if it be on this channel, in my daily life, my community, even to my family, it's good experiences. It's good people. It's people who have lived life and are grateful as well. Uh, when I talk about faith, guys, I want you to know that I don't idolize. I turn to God. I turn to Jesus. And I'm grateful for all the other ancestors I've had, my guides, my guardians, my angels. And I'm the type of person that I look to different religions, different aspects of their teachings and stuff like that. I incorporate those. It's the good parts. It's the parts that pass on happiness, kindness, how they should treat another human being, how they should treat another soul, and the soul's evolution, right? But I'm always rooted in God and in Jesus, period. I'm not closed-minded. I'm very cultured. I like to call my soul as evolved, right? I've been chosen to come into this life to help guide and nurture and give people nourishment for their souls. You know, I've been really looking at this, guys, as a culture, right? And people think of culture as as in race, ethnicity, different backgrounds and stuff like that, right? And when I look at it as a way you live your life and no one is separate from that, everyone is welcomed. Everyone that has love and compassion, kindness in their hearts and wants to grow, that's what I'm about. And that's why guys, I spent all day thinking about what I would speak about tonight, right? And the importance of how you guys welcome me into your life, right? I take that very seriously. I take what I do with. I'm responsible, right? I'm responsible for giving people words of encouragement, honest words they need to hear to help them grow. And I love it that this is a cultural type thing, right? We're at a time in this world right now, guys, where I think a lot of the world is done with division because we know what it comes from. We know that hate, anger, violence, a lot of division comes from that, right? So I look at this channel as part of a culture, right? A culture that brings authenticity, integrity to spirituality, right? Uh, we all have been through so much. People who tune into this channel, we're done with what people tell us to do, right? We're done with the conformity. We've done with all those things that people use to keep their mind singular, right? I don't know about you guys, but I'm here to live a one of a kind life, and I welcome, like I myself, I'm Christian at heart, right? And Christian means Christ like. That means I live my life as if Christ was living there next to me, which he is, right? So I really try to hit that home to people that when you have God in your life, guys, everything else is extra. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like Hinduism, right? Different aspects of that I believe in. I believe in reincarnation, right? In the Hindu text, it talks on that, right? Because I can't lie to you. I have had I've relived parts of my past life. I know it for a truth. I know it for a fact. It's not something that has happened one time. This has happened throughout my life. And I speak on this because it's important to teach people that, uh, one of the things the Bible doesn't talk about is reincarnation, because we're supposed to come into this life and learn something new, right? We're here to, it's like when we're born into this lifetime, we have amnesia, right? Because if we knew everything that we did in our past lives without proper training, without being prepared and be able to take on that power that comes from it, right? We would run amok. Get what I'm saying? It would not keep the balance that the universe needs to hold it together and everybody to live their lives the way they're supposed to be. So I have been blessed to have been handed pieces of my past lives. I had to do a lot of work to piece that together, and I take it very seriously, and that's what God knew. God knew I had it. I was capable of dealing with this in an evolved fashion, and uh, it's not like that for everybody. That's why it's cool to learn about your past life. It's cool to do that past life regression, all that. But are you ready? Will you go off the reservation with that information, or will you use it and hold it close? You get what I'm saying? And not go tell everybody willy nilly, right? I take my part in this life very seriously, and when you guys come to the table and you listen, you open your lives up to me, I want to tell you guys I take that with the utmost responsibility. I don't take it lightly. I don't. And I'm not trying to throw lies or division or anything that way. So that's why I really talk to you in the fashion of, hey, I'm here to listen. I understand. I know what's happened, and I know that you're not crazy, and that you need the confirmation that you're looking for. And that's what I'm about. And this is I want to say a big thank you to Gervais, who donated today. That was awesome, brother. Thank you so much. I see you, and you've been there almost since day one, and I see you, man. Thank you very much from my heart. God bless you. Praise Jesus, man, always. And that's why, I'm going into a point, guys, and that's why this is a little extended here. What I'm talking about is, I understand the more that join the channel, the more responsible I need to be with the way I bring things to you. There'll be times when I channel messages and they'll come out rapid. It's because I need to get that out because somebody needs to hear it. I mean, I do have spiritual gifts, and I try to not allow those to come out sideways and weird and undecipherable. But no, I just thank you, and I'm moving into a point in this channel where I'm going to be doing peer-to-peer counseling sessions. I have a degree. I do know what I'm doing, and I want to ensure those who do sign up that it's confidential. It's between us, and I assure you, I've been through some of the darkest afflictions humanity can do to another, or a soul can do to another, and I understand different sides of the spectrum. So nothing surprises me, and I want to assure you, when you come to the table, it will be very professional. It will be our time. And I'm grateful that this channel's come this far. I didn't plan, guys, honestly, when God told me to get on and just start doing a channel and forget what people think, that it will be received. And the ones that receive it will be evolved. They will be looking for answers to questions that other people can't answer. And when people donate, and I want you to know that will go to help further the channel, and it will go to help many, many, many people, because we're at a time right now, guys, where this world is looking for answers. We've gone to an echelon, we've gone to a peak where I have been put on stage to be able to deliver some of these answers to people without lies, deceptions, just deceits all the way around. And that's why I had to go through all these hardships, these trials and tribulations, so that when people come to the table and want answers, I can give it wholeheartedly. You get what I'm saying? I had to go through a one-of-a-kind training in order to teach. Get what I'm saying? A teacher has to go to school in order to teach on that subject, right? And I had to go through training that would, and I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody, this is just was my training, is that other people, their mind would crumble, they'd break apart, and they'd be in an asylum. And I had to go through that. And I came out the other end looking for the next step in my journey. The next step of my journey is to be there for other people who are hurting inside and just don't know where to go. They don't want to look crazy. They don't want to go to a psychiatrist and put these out in the conversation, and then they get rubber stamped as loony. I always put it this way, guys: is you ever seen a person with like Down syndrome, or you walk into a fast food restaurant and you'll see that worker that just cleans off the tables and they're not all there? Well, what that is that's a soul that was put into a vessel that wasn't ready, that didn't vibrate at a certain capacity. It's a great soul, loving, it's a bright star. Try to put a bright star in a paper bag and see how it'll do. And I look at them, you know how they're always smiling and stuff? Because that's a great soul inside of them, guys. And the vessel wasn't ready for it. You know what I mean? And that's, I don't want to say it's sad, but that's just an example of how powerful our souls are and where we come from. That's pure energy. And, it took me a long time, guys, to get to a lot of searching to come to and have that information given to me and to look at it like, whoa, that makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? Even like with like autistic children and stuff, that's a great, powerful soul inside a vessel, and the vessel can't accolade to it. It can't, anyways, I'm not going to go on and on about it, but I know to you guys that makes sense. But just back to this counseling I'm putting out. I was trained in peer-to-peer. I do have that under my belt. Anyways, so that will be rolling out here shortly. I'm just getting the website finished up and stuff. And I just want to thank you guys so very much that this means so much to me. I always, how kids, you grow up and you're like, I want to be a fireman, at a young age, and I want to be a policeman and all that stuff. And I think I remember the day I turned to my friend and I said, I just want to help people. One day I'm going to help people. You know what I mean? And I ended up going through a life, oh my gosh, guys. I went through, like with culture. This is kind of how I grew up. I lived in Las Vegas, okay? I grew up in Las Vegas. I was, 10 or 11, all the way till I was about 15. And I was one of 10 white kids in my entire high school, right? And I was like one of 30 white kids in my junior high. And I was in a gang. I dated different ethnicities, and I was well cultured. I was very open-minded, and I was raised differently. You know how it's kind of like this today. I laugh at people when they try to tell me I'm a racist. Sometimes I had somebody try to tell me that, and I'm like, dude, my son is Hispanic. Okay, my son is Mexican. Okay, It's just, but that's how I was raised. You don't see it when I'm walking down the street because I don't brag about it. I don't. It's something that I grew up and I was thrust into, but it was part of the building block in life I needed to get so I could be understanding of different cultures and different people and recognize the beauty in everything and everyone. See, and that's why when you're chosen, when you're chosen by God, you will be put through boot camp, boot camp upon boot camp upon boot camp, so that you can be able to better help a very diverse. Well, I don't want to say diverse niche because that doesn't make sense, but to be able to help a struggling, uh, a diverse, struggling, different race, different religions, cultures, that we all can come together, and I can understand everything that you're going through, all the struggles, the turmoil, the resentments, the gang stalking, the mental tortures. I lived under a roof with three narcissists, empath under a roof with three narcissists, covert narcissists for 7.5 years. All right, I've been through it, and I'm so blessed today by the grace of God. All right, that I'm here today to be able to help you all to the best of my abilities, and I can truly say today that I am capable of doing that today. Get what I'm saying? But I had to go in different increments, get the channel, go through some battles and stuff, spiritual battles and stuff like that, and win those, and fight through those, and come out the other end not hating, not no division, no hatred, no unable to get me out of my character. Just I had a fight, a good fight, to be able to sit in this chair today to help those who have gone through such the most tumultuous, devastating year, 10 years, lifetime, days, weeks, even in the grips of it right now. So I just want to say from my heart, thank you guys for blessing me. I've always wanted to help people at a capacity that no one else can understand. You get what I'm saying? Like, no one can understand that I might be fighting an uphill battle to help people like ourselves, but that's a fight I take pride in. I'm blessed to be able to be of service to my fellow human being, my fellow chosen ones. Even those who have been in the dark for so long and felt so comfortable, but there's a better life for you. There's a better way of doing life, and you're tired of being used, abused, neglected, shunned, lied about. You're waking up and you're figuring things out. I'm here to help that. I'm not here to hinder or hurt, division, sow seeds of doubt, none of that. I'm here to help actually sew the wound up rather than putting a Band-Aid on it and waiting for you to bleed out down the block. I'm not made like that. I love the human condition. I respect it, because we're all here to feel, we're all here to experience, we're all here to learn something. I myself, I didn't have mentors besides Jesus. I had no real mentor to guide me along this path. I had guides, yes, but there wasn't somebody I could go to really online and ask questions or get tutelage from, or really knew what I was going through to the core of my being. No one really, because there was a time I couldn't trust anybody. I was homeless on the streets of a big metropolitan area, and I couldn't trust anybody. I really couldn't. I was living on a mat with 30 other men around me. I mean, every day was a battle, a struggle just to get my food and my shower, and then helping humanity along the way. I was in full service to the Lord, doing service for the homeless, the ones that needed, the ones that I was there to help. It was God. I was God's intervention. in many people's lives at that time, because that's the role I had to play. I had to be there for the people that couldn't trust other people. I'd be at a bus stop at 5 o'clock in the morning, and God would tell me to wait for a certain bus, and when the certain person got off the bus, I was there to guide them to their next destination. It was little things like that that God had me do, and it all fell into place. It was a beautiful symphony. God's symphony is so beautiful. It really is. And unless you were there, you wouldn't have been able to see it. But I was I was doing my duty to God, to my community, to be able to earn this place today, to earn God's trust with the knowledge He gives me to pass on to you guys. This isn't by accident. This wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a YouTube video so I can get all these followers and look so cool and all these catchwords and like, no, dude, no, I had to be born in integrity, honesty, virtue. I had to shed old behaviors and uh, past hurts, and I had to forgive a lot, and I had to really shed all that to be delivered, and that's why I take what we have so seriously. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just get on here, write a bunch of stuff off of other people's channels, and then, make you believe a bunch of stuff because, hey, this is the hip words for the day. These are the cool hashtags. Like, no, this is the realness, what you get, and I appreciate you guys being so receptive to it because it will save people's lives. I take this as a life vest for other people to come back and start living a life that they always should have lived. And this is the channel's expanding, it's getting bigger, and I'm grateful, man. I just really, if I could have just changed one person's life, my job would have been done. But there've been so many people, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I owe it to God. I owe it to my Creator. That's why I will never divert from Him. I will never sever myself from Him. I won't forsake my Creator because He hasn't me. And I promise you guys that given time, all that stuff you thought God would have never forgave you for, He does. All you have to do is ask for it. He'll give it to you. You get what I'm saying? Don't be scared. Go to Him. Go to Him. I'm telling you. He will give you everything you need, and then everything you want. You get what I'm saying? It's like that, I don't know about you, but I did a lot of bad things growing up. A lot of bad things in my 20s into my 30s. I didn't live right. You know what I mean? I didn't live right, but that was my training, but still I didn't. So it took time for God. How many times have we said, hey, God, I'm sorry for this. I won't do it again. And we went off and did it again. You know what I mean? It's kind of like your father, right? You sneak out of the house, you say you never do it again. So he puts you on like a restriction, right? And then everything's cool, but you go off and do it again, right? It's just one of those things that, hey, if you say you're sorry, prove it to God. You know what I mean? It might take some time, but He's there and He'll forgive you. I promise you that. He will forgive you and give you everything you lost. He'll give you it back, and then better, guys. I promise you that. I am an example of that. I will, guys, and as time goes on, you guys will know more of my life. I lived very fast. I'll leave it with this, guys. On my 18th birthday, my mom broke down crying. I said, Mom, you should be happy I'm 18. She said, son, you should either be dead, in prison. I was like, no, that's not the way I want to live my life. And I did a little bit later on, like a little bit longer, but that still stuck with me. She didn't plan on me being alive at 18 years old. That's how fast I was living my life, so quick. And I had a lot of loss. I took a lot of losses that were close to me in a very short amount of time. I lost my stepfather. No, my grandpa died when I was 14. And then my stepfather died of cirrhosis, who was like my idol. I lost him when I was 15, just shortly after my grandfather. And then my grandma, I lost her when I was 19. You know, and then my dad's mother, I lost her when I was 26, about a month before my daughter was born. So I went through a lot, and you know, I don't always share this, guys, because for a while, guys, literally, I had, if I would have shared what I had been going through, what I had went through in the past and didn't heal from it, those who were throwing witchcraft and spell work at me would have used that to try to get me in a cycle again. See, I had to live my life very well for about a year. I had to stop talking and I had to start listening and start keeping my stuff close to my chest. That's how serious the spell work, the spiritual warfare got. You know, and that's why I had to heal through all that before I could share this with you guys. Okay, I had to go through. You know when they say you got your crown out of the mud, I got mine a little bit further, probably about 3 feet under that. I had to pull mine out, and I tell you, it was so worth it to be able to change people's lives for the better. You know, it's kind of like making up for all the wrong I've done in my life, right? Even though God forgave me for that, I know other people feel bad for what they did in the past, and I can help heal that. Get what I'm saying? I can help lead those people to God, to our Creator. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna finally end on this, that if you don't believe in God, God believes in you. Doesn't get any realer than that, man. You know, God doesn't want much from us. He just wants our heart. That's it. I'm not joking, guys. And when you have God, everything else is just a bonus in life, guys. Everything else is just a bonus. And He'll always be there for you. He will. As long as, you know, if you're not out there just wrecking it and hurting people, and like if you watch this channel, I think that's the furthest from anything you want to do. You're trying to get away from all of that. You know what I mean? So when you have God in your life, man, you have someone there with you at all times when you have God in your life. I'm telling you, I'm a miracle, guys. I'm a miracle. And I thank Him. I do. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you again, Gervais, man. You're awesome, bro. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the others who have donated. You know, this is for a good cause. You're going to help, not just help this channel, but we're going to help many, many other people. My cuppeth runneth over, put it that way. So please like, subscribe, share. This is only getting better, guys. It's only getting better. And also, oh, by the way, I'm starting to add my my art. I have an online portfolio. Guys. I have it linked in my bios. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna have all my artwork in there, and you guys can rate it, you can share it, you can do all that stuff. Okay. So I'm so blessed, guys. Thank you again. God bless you guys. Praise Jesus, and have a good night. Okay, or good morning or afternoon, anytime you're just tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Take care.